For me, life has no meaning. It is what we make of it. It's what you decide to design for yourself. That's your purpose.
How would you describe life based on your experiences, the people you've met, the lessons you've learned?
I think life has no meaning.
Why do you say that?
Okay. It is what we make of it. Life itself, life in general, has no essence. Because at the end of the day, do you know why you're here? Do you have a reason to be here? Aside your purpose, what you want to become for yourself, right? Do you have any reason you could tell somebody this is why this whole existence is happening?
I don't.
Okay, this is my point of view. For me, I think we are only here to walk through life.
Okay, knowing you for a long time now, a lot of times I look at you and it baffles me how calm you can be in certain situations. No matter how difficult the challenges come, normally as a person, those things bother me a lot. I can take like 10 hours, think, and the next thing you see it in my face. But I've seen you go through a lot of things that you can just sit down with me and the next thing you're just laughing. And I'm wondering, maybe this guy will just tell me something a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And then you take everything so calm. What gives you that assurance that you have this under control even when you don't at that point in time?
No, I always have things under control. So there's no time I think I don't have things under control. I always have things under control. And this is why I have that will, I have that power, I have that aura that makes me stay calm regardless of whatsoever situation. When something happens, I take it that it has already happened. And there's no amount of worry that's going to undo the situation. So because of that, I mean, why worry when something has already happened? Is there any need for me to start panicking? Would it undo what has already happened? No. Now, if I want something and I don't get it, I don't have any reason to worry. You know why? When I didn't have that thing, I was complete. And even if I get that thing, I'm still going to be me. So, with or without that thing, I am still me. So, this is always been my thought process. I think it was from my parents because my dad will always tell you every disappointment is a blessing.
Okay.
And whatever happens, learn from the situation. So if something happens to me, I know no regret. I try to take out something from that situation. So instead of me to panic, try to feel upset, I try to look at what is this thing trying to teach me? Or what is this thing trying to make me become? What's this thing trying to reshape about me? What's this thing wanting me to learn? That's on the part where things happen that I don't expect, like bad stuff. Then on the other side, where let's say I'm in a situation where I want something and I can't get it, I don't have to panic because life is already beautiful. With or without any other thing, these are the only three most important things I think anybody needs to just stay happy while working for the better. As long as you have food, clothes, shelter, every other thing will fall in place gradually. So I don't have any reason to worry myself, to start panicking because I want something. No. If you want something outside these three things, that is you allowing external noise to determine or to control your mood. Let's say you want to get to somewhere. You only want to go from point A to point B. Now you have different means to get to that destination. You can either decide to walk, you can either decide to use public transport, you can either decide to use private jet or your private car. But at the end of the day, all these means are going to get you to that point. A lot of beautiful things have been created to make life beautiful. We have all the luxury cars. I'm coming back to that point. We have all the luxury cars, but at the end of the day, what's the essence of having all these cars? Is to take you from point A to point B. If you decide to trek, you're still going to get to point B. Now, if you decide to use public transport, it's still a means of transportation. If you decide to use train, fly, use through water, if where you're going to determines that you pass through water, it's still you having to go from point A to point B. So now, if you try to externalize this thing and be like, you have solutions to go easier route using the public transport to this place, save you cost and a whole lot of things, and you can afford that. Why try to put yourself under pressure of wanting to, you must go there with a boat that it is no longer in your capacity to afford, or I must go there with my own car when you don't have money to get a car yet? You understand? So why allow external things that are not really the core things to achieving certain things? A lot of things are just external. In as much as I wake up every day, that's enough. I have food to eat, that's enough. Yes, I may want certain things, but that does not make me who I am. I am already confident in who I am and what I am here for. Now I'll go back to that point where I said life itself has no purpose. But let me answer this question. So why I stay calm is because I have no reason to worry. I just believe that okay, that's not the maybe probably not the right time for that to come yet. I don't have what it takes to get it. And even if I get it now, it still doesn't change who I am. So I have no reason to worry if I cannot afford certain things. I have no reason to go overboard trying to chase certain things, because at the end of the day, what do I need it for? How important is that thing to me? You understand? Because as long as I'm concerned, as long as I have life, I wake up every day, I eat, I have a roof over my head, I need to stay calm, because the more I stay calm, the more I am able to figure things out. But the more I worry, it's still in a way that calmness that would have enabled me to think of ways to able to achieve that thing that I actually want. So I just stay calm in every situation. Okay, now let me tell you a story. This is not something life actually taught me. I think it's from my parents, and I've carried myself this way right from when I was a child. Because I can remember vividly when I started the university in my year one and two. I was always all by myself, contented, and all that. And for that reason, a lot of people thought I came from a wealthy background.
I mean, me looking at you, even I would think that.
You get, but I am not. I don't come from a wealthy background. It's because I am complete with or without anything. I don't try to behave a certain way, or I don't act out of circumstances. You understand? I have just been me. I don't react according to situations. If something happens that I know that I have no power over, and of course, as long as something has happened, there's nothing you can do to undo the situation. So why are you worrying? Instead, stay calm and figure things out. When I want something and I can't get it, no matter how pressing it is, there's no need to worry, because with or without that thing, I am still going to be me. Why a lot of people are chasing money, chasing love, chasing whatsoever they are chasing, that causes burnout, that causes all the depression cases you're hearing, that causes a whole lot of mental issues, because we are all chasing something and forgetting peace. And do you know that now this drives me back to why I said life itself has no meaning. It all depends on what you try to make it be. We are all here to live someday. You came with nothing, you're going to live with nothing. So for that reason, all the things you're trying to chase, why are you going with them? When you don't even know tomorrow, tomorrow is not even promised. You don't know when you're going to leave. So what's the essence? I'm not saying do not chase these things, but don't allow them determine your mood, because if you let it get too much into you, you're going to deprive yourself of your existence. Your existence, for me, my existence is just being alive, impacting people, and making life of every other person easy.